Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to Keep Her Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in about 12 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over into weather because quite the change going on into today. We have some possible precipitation. I know we've had quite a while since we've seen some precipitation. So is anything planned for the day or anything in the forecast today going to move the needle for us?
Well, anything will help. It's not going to really cut into the deficit all that much. This isn't going to be a deluge type of day, a deluge moisture type of day. But still, we have been so bone dry so far this summer that any little bit will help. Here's a look at the precipitation we've received since June 1st. So this is just over a month and a half. We haven't seen over 2/100ths of an inch recorded at any of our local stations, or at least our main stations, during that time frame. The Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and Ellensburg haven't even seen a 100th of an inch of rain. Now, of course, summer is typically the dry season, but what we are seeing so far this year is abnormal even for a dry year. Now, as we look at our weather headlines, to Dave's point, we are going to be looking at a chance of region-wide showers today. Not a ton of moisture, but again, any little bit will help. There could also be some embedded thunderstorms with rain showers on this Monday. Some showers could linger into Tuesday, but in terms of active weather, today is going to be the most active of the 7-day forecast. But by the time we get to Wednesday, the more appropriate summer-like weather will return with sunshine and highs back to the 90s. We'll talk more about your extended forecast coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Yakima County. One person is dead and multiple are injured after a car crash this weekend near Ellensburg. Troopers with State Patrol tell us the incident happened on Interstate 90 west of the city Saturday morning. They say the driver had an unknown medical emergency, causing the vehicle to leave the road and roll over. One person died at the scene. 8 people were hurt, including 7 children. Several of the victims were taken to Kittitas Valley Hospital in Ellensburg. One was airlifted. Authorities now say no drugs or alcohol were involved, though the investigation is ongoing. In Benton County, Prosser man is in jail after threatening to stab his roommate. Deputies with the Benton County Sheriff's Office tell us the incident took place outside of a house on North Wilgus Road Sunday afternoon. They say that's when the 29-year-old suspect took out a knife and charged the victim, who was able to get inside and lock the door. When police arrived, the suspect surrendered and was taken into custody without incident. Further investigation found the suspect had used methamphetamine before the incident and had several warrants for his arrest. He's currently charged with second-degree assault. In Kennewick, one man is in jail and another is on the run after being accused of vehicle prowling. Kennewick police say they were called to the 6600 block of West 15th Avenue after the 2 men were spotted riding their bikes in the neighborhood and looking into parked cars. When officers approached the 2 individuals, they tried fleeing the scene, leading to one of the suspects being overpowered quickly and taken into custody. The other suspect seen on surveillance video did evade police. Authorities say if you recognize this person, you're encouraged to call KPD via the non-emergency hotline. And authorities in the Yakima Valley are asking for your help identifying an alleged thief. Union Gap police say this man you see in photos is accused of shoplifting from the Marshalls in the Valley Mall area. If you know who this individual may be, you're encouraged to contact police via their non-emergency dispatch line or by submitting an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. In Oregon, 5 homes and a food bank now rubble after a fire ripped through the town of Boardman on Friday. It prompted evacuations, which have been lifted, and forward progress has been stopped. The latest is that the fire is now contained. News sources are reporting it as 5 separate fires that combined. One of the fires was started via a lawnmower, while the other 4 are suspected arson, say police. Authorities were told by witnesses someone ran from one of the fires, jumped into a gray pickup truck, and fled. At least 5 pets were lost, and first responders had to be treated for smoke-related concerns and quickly returned to work, according to officials. And the Washington State Department of Natural Resources has a new tool to detect wildfires. The network of 21 360-degree cameras have been installed across the state. DNR staff are using those cameras and artificial intelligence to detect fires when they first start, so crews can respond as quickly as possible.
There is a technological component that allows the software to potentially analyze where that smoke column is, to pinpoint it, and what potential resources might be available. Again, this is currently a pilot project, and we're demonstrating this technology.
I noticed that there's not any in the Tri-Cities. And so could you kind of just explain why that is?
Yeah. As part of the pilot project, 21 cameras were placed in what we identified as extremely at-risk and critical wildfire areas. Thankfully, the Tri-Cities did not fall into those extremely critical wildfire areas.
Now, Yakima didn't fall into this area either, but as the program evolves, it could be expanded, so cameras could be coming to the Yakima area in the future. Fire leaders did note that the program is primarily used for extremely rural or hard-to-access areas. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, hopefully the rain can help out a little bit in some of these fires. I know that most of the state is in high, if not already in high fire danger. So good to see that we have some proactiveness happening on that side of things with the cameras. But on the other side of things, we have the rain that might help us out.
Yeah, the rain should help us out in the immediate term, especially for any ongoing wildfires. I know maybe not necessarily in our viewing area, but across Washington and Oregon, there are a number of large wildfires. So today should at least aid in the firefight of those existing fires. But of course, there's always a trade-off, and that trade-off will be, because we are still in the summertime season, once this rainfall goes away, we're going to see a quick grow up of ground material, and that could lead to fire fuels later on. But let's focus on the now. We are looking at rain already falling in our forecast area at the time of this recording around 7 a.m. There has been a main band of precipitation focused over eastern Umatilla County and eastern Walla Walla County. But again, at the time of this recording, we are starting to see some showers popping up in Yakima County and even some showers trying to get going in the Columbia Basin. We are going to be looking at the possibility of widespread showers on this Monday as we all sit under mostly cloudy skies. In fact, here's a look at the Storm Tracker Futurecast through this Monday afternoon. We are going to be looking at that possibility of region-wide spotty showers. This possibility of region-wide showers will continue well into this evening towards your 6-7 p.m. hour. And one more thing I would like to note about today is there is going to be a possibility of embedded thunderstorms with the rain showers. Now, this isn't going to be a big thunderstorm type of day. Most of the precipitation will just be generic rain showers, but if you hear a rumble of thunder or two today, that's not totally out of the question. As we go into tomorrow, we are going to see a much less active day than today, but we are still going to be looking at a chance of showers primarily for the Kittitas County, Yakima County area, and I'm not totally discounting a few isolated showers tomorrow for the Blue Mountain foothills either. Now let's talk about those thunderstorm chances. The Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has the entire region, basically all of eastern Washington and eastern Oregon, as having a chance of thunderstorms today. Now, as I was just mentioning, most precipitation will be associated with generic rain showers today, but if you hear a rumble of thunder or two, that is certainly within the realm of possibilities. Now, here's a look at temperatures today. This is going to be another big story on this Monday. It's going to be abnormally cool. High temperatures will only reach the mid to upper 70s in the Tri-Cities today. Mid to upper 70s coming for the Yakima Valley this afternoon. Low to mid 70s, a bit cooler in the Kittitas Valley, with daytime highs into the mid 70s for the Blue Mountain foothills, again to go with the clouds and showers. Now, another main story that we are going to be tracking today and probably for the next couple of days, wildfire smoke. Many folks have reported smelling smoke where they live, and in fact, we have been looking at periods of widespread moderate air quality. Most of the smoke in our viewing area is coming from the very large Burdoin fire near Lyle in Klickitat County, and that smoke is going to continue to drift overhead. So until firefighters can get a hold of that blaze, I think smoke concerns are here to stay. Now let's just take a look at the next 2 days after today. On Tuesday, I've already mentioned it, some lingering showers in our region. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be trending warmer than today with highs into the 80s. And then by Wednesday, we get back to more appropriate summer-like weather with sunshine and low to mid 90s. Right now, I'm going to toss it back over to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. A man made a donation to the Naches Fire Department, continuing a tradition that has lasted for the better part of a decade. KIMA's John Franklin tells us more.
This is my 7th year, and I do it because the honor of my wife. I had just passed away, so I'm doing it again this year for her.
Every year, a man from the Upper Valley gives a fire station some water, which will aid the firefighters while extinguishing the flames.
So it'll augment our rehab program quite a bit. You know, on these hot days, brush fires, structure fires, the firefighters really need some replenishment, some fluids, keep themselves going.
The annual donation began when Larry was at an American Legion, and someone from the fire station across the street made a request.
He said, "Can you help with a pellet of water sometime?" I said, "Sure." So that next weekend, we took a pallet of water up there. I took it up there and delivered it myself.
Bottled water gives firefighters a much-needed break while dealing with various incidents in their community.
Consider working out in your yard in the summer. You're hot, you're sweating. That nice cold glass of water, ice water, makes all the difference in the world.
And the amount given will last a long time.
A pallet of water generally lasts us a few years. The last time we did a very large water drive several years ago, we had water, several pallets of water, and we were still trying to get through it 10 years later.
For Action News, I'm John Franklin.
KMA's John Franklin, thank you. And a traffic alert for folks this morning. Construction in Yakima this week could affect your commutes. Road crews will be installing a new high-pressure pipeline along Terrace Heights Drive and Yakima Avenue. The construction will affect 17th and 18th Streets, just in front of Walmart. The work, which is slated to start today, is expected to be completed by August 8th. And we're closing in on one of the biggest weekends of the year in the Tri-Cities, Water Follies. Boaters planning to be on the Columbia during this week's races will need to be aware of river closures near the race course. Leaders with the Benton County Sheriff's Office Marine Patrol Unit tell us the closures will be in place starting Friday the 25th, going through Sunday the 27th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day, adding that multiple agencies will be out on the water to enforce those boundaries. They also say to be mindful of the no wake zones and any anchor lines. It was a busy Saturday in downtown Kennewick as local businesses held a block party with music, food, and drinks. Roads in the area were shut down for the first ever summer block party, organized by several local businesses to help bring people together and to support other local businesses. Many in the area had extended their hours to take part in the event.
You know, it really does take a village, and so between branding iron, the parkade, the sports page, obviously doggy style, gourmet, you've got hot mess over there, and then we've got our bands. Between all of that, we were able to pull this together today.
Now, if you didn't have a chance to check it out this weekend, organizers tell us they're hoping to do more festivities like this one in the future. And a popular Kennewick doctor's office celebrates a new announcement and its grand reopening after months of construction. New U Women's Clinic is located at 10th Avenue and Clearwater Street. They offer a range of care for women and their families, including weight loss programs and more.
Women's health is a place of vulnerability, and we want to make sure that we lower those guards, where we can say, hey, we genuinely appreciate you being here with us today, and it's our privilege and honor to take care of you today.
Now, New U Women's Clinic announced they are offering franchising opportunities to business leaders and doctors across the U.S. The local Tri-Cities company hopes to take care of you and expand to 300 locations throughout the country. And that does it for us. Thank you for watching this episode of Keeper Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites, KIMA and KeeperTV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a fantastic Monday, everybody.